Hey everybody, this is Jonathan, and I think you guys know who this is. Maybe you don't.
You want to see something really scary? My real face. Hey, it's Mark again. How y'all doing?
All right, so this is the Retro Vibes Time Machine,
Back
and
for another video. It's good to be back, Jonathan.
yep, good to be back.
We haven't done one in a few months. We've had a busy summer. Personal life. We're just living it up. Um, Jonathan, you want to start off?
Yeah, so in the '90s, Halloween was always something that we always looked forward to when we were kids, and there was just the noises, the mask that they have, like as you guys can see. I think it was just really way better than what we have now. So,
Yeah, the '90s Halloween was totally better, dude. I mean, just everything. Nowadays, they're doing like what, trunk or treating. It's not the same thing at all. I mean,
yeah,
I actually, being a kid in the '90s, we had some of the best Halloweens, man. Trick or treating. We actually went to people's houses and got candy, not trunk or treating like they're doing these days. It's not the same vibe, John.
no, it's not,
So,
and it's a lot of things changed. I remember, being a kid, and my dad would take me trick or treating, and even when it was cold outside, he would just drive me around the neighborhood, and we go to people's houses. He didn't walk to the door with me when I was a kid. I just went by myself. I mean, kids today, they don't really have that independence,
no.
like we had at that time period, and it's just the whole vibe was totally different because we really looked forward to it. I mean, Halloween was all over the TV. You had shows, Halloween shows, specials, cartoons that were all situated around Halloween. I mean, I remember going to McDonald's and Halloween. They had the haunted house video. Remember
the pumpkin
that?
buckets,
Yeah.
and the witch and the ghost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and McDonald's is starting to bring that back. So I think that's cool, but they get sold out so quick, because there's such a high demand. But the original 1980s pumpkin buckets and the ghost buckets and things like that, those were the original stuff that we had when we were kids.
We're going to talk about what were some of our favorite 90s Halloweens of the 90s. Let's go ahead and throw in 1989 Halloween. I was almost 3 years old. We were both born in '86, so I was a devil in 1989 Halloween. I remember that.
I can't remember what I was. I mean, I had so many costumes when I was a kid. I remember distinctly one year, dressed me up like a ghost. I had the pumpkin outfit, the traditional 80s, when you're a kid, your parents dress you up with stuff like that. But I remember one year, I went as like the Grim Reaper with a little plastic scythe, you can go around. But yeah, there was just so many different costumes to choose from. I'd say more back then than there is now, and they had entire costume
better
shops.
Quality. Everything's like cheaply made these days. Honestly, if I have to do a costume for Halloween, like a Halloween party, you're better off kind of making your own or doing your own thing, man. Because
I remember my dad taking me to a mask shop, and we would go through all the masks, and they had this is back when they had like the Dick Tracy mask, with the mobsters and all that. They had the alien mask,
people's faces. Those are cool, man.
Yeah, and then they had the Bill Clinton mask. You remember?
Oh yeah, that was funny.
They had all the different masks you could choose from.
Comedian costumes and scary.
Yeah. And it was such more of a variety back then than you get now, and everything's just kind of order it on the internet. You don't go into an actual mask store, a costume store, and try on the costumes
It's not the same vibe.
Yeah, like the kids don't do that these days.
They rather trunk or treating. I just don't get the whole appeal. I mean, what's the point? I mean, you go to a parking lot and you get candy from like a few different vehicles, and that's it. You don't go trick or treating and say happy trick or treat no more.
Yeah,
that takes away the whole vibe, and I don't care for it. That's why now that we're older, we have to do our own thing. We have a little bonfire with a couple beers or something, and listen to gothic metal music like Typo Negative. Just the vibes are still there. We just have to do it a different way these days. I remember being it was 1998. You just talking about a Grim Reaper. I remember being a Grim Reaper in '98, and I was 11 years old. That was good. I was like a black and white, big old skeleton Grim Reaper. And I remember in 1996, I remember being a zombie, and I had awesome paint on. I mean, you just don't have Halloween like that anymore.
Well, and the kids don't look forward to, going themselves to knock on doors and get candy, because it's just
that defeats the whole purpose.
They don't. Their kids. A lot of the parents, they want to do the trunk or treat because of all the crime and stuff like that. So it's kind of
I get it. Yeah,
I get it. But when we were kids, we were able to ride our bikes till the street light came on, and when it came to Halloween, we were able to kind of say, "Oh, I want to go to this house or that house," and then we walked there by ourselves.
We just went whatever, yeah. And people used to decorate their yards. I mean, ghosts and goblins and Grim Reapers all in the front yard.
And they used to have these leaf bags with the pine straw and the leaves that were the pumpkins that you fill it up and it'd be like a giant pumpkin, but it was like the huge leaf bags, and they had like jack-o'-lantern kind of designs on the bags. So
yeah, man, it's just sometimes they had fake scarecrows in the front yard. They were actually real people, and they go and scare the kids.
Yeah,
those are awesome. Or sometimes you had like a little walk-in haunted Halloween house or something. I remember some people used to do that too. Yeah. Decorate the whole house and you just walk in and then you get your candy.
I had a next door neighbor that would take the chain off the chainsaw and just crank it up, and then he'd have the Jason mask, and then he would run around with the chainsaw and scare the kids, but of course it didn't have a chain on it. So,
like the haunted hay rides we used to did that.
Yeah.
You go through like a little maze, and you had scarecrows, and
the haunted houses were just they were so next level in the 90s. Like you could go to, people would have these real elaborate haunted houses that you go to, and it's several rooms, and
scared shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, man.
That's what made it awesome. And nowadays, now that we're older, these days you just have to put a good horror movie on, have you a couple beers. That's pretty much suggested my Halloween, but hey, the vibes are still there, man. It's just a different way of celebrating now,
Yeah.
The 90s Halloweens were the best, Jonathan.
They really were.
You don't have
80s and 90s were the best Halloweens, in my opinion, and
best
you just had
movies.
To be there. You had to be there to experience it as a kid growing up.
Nothing like a good Halloween party.
Oh yeah.
And haunted hay rides, those were the best, man.
People had the
trick-or-treating. I would trick-or-treat for like 2 or 3 hours, just walk all around the neighborhood. I have a big ass bag of candy at the end of the night.
And I remember, having the pumpkin bucket from the original one, original one as a kid, and I would know which houses had the best candy to go to. That was when I was a kid. I'd memorize, these people have better candy than these people down here, so I'd know which houses to go to.
The last time I trick-or-treated was, I think, 1999, right before I turned 13. That was the last year, right at the end of 99. And after that, when I got older, I got too old to trick-or-treat, but I would still do Halloween parties or costume parties. And that's how we kind of continued it as we got older,
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well,
be safe, like and subscribe. This is
Jonathan and Mark here.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching. Good to see y'all again.
Next time.
God bless y'all, okay?